Okay, so I'm back doing slow motion sound tests again. Got a couple metal objects that I've just grabbed from around the house. Again, just random stuff. I got a couple bottle openers. Got a key, which we did in the last test, but we're gonna do something a little different with these things for now. I'll explain that in a second, but that's why the key is here again. We're gonna do something different with that. And then I have a bike gear, an old one that hasn't been used in like a really long time. And some of you might recognize what this is. It's when you disassemble a hard drive, this is a spacer that goes in between the hard disks, things that the data is actually stored on. This is a spacer. Alright, so the new thing, right, so why the key is here is because we're going to try something different with the key. I thought that rung out really nice in the last video. But what we're going to do with each of these this time around is I've got a little bit of string and I'm going to suspend each one of these off the ground. So instead of dropping them, I'm going to tap them and we're going to see what the resulting sound is. So I'm shooting at 120 frames per second just on my GoPro, and I'm using a more high definition mic this time around to capture the sound. And then we're going to slow everything down to about standard frame rate, which is close to 30 frames per second when we play it back. And we'll do that to this sound as well, so everything will be slowed down. And we'll ring all of these things out, and hopefully they'll ring out real nicely. And then we'll slow it down and see what that sounds like. Alright, here we go. Whoa. Hi. So that wraps that up. I hope that was fun for you to watch. That was okay for me, I guess. Oh, it was cool. But I did notice something, and it was during the playback of the hard drive spacer. There was a variation in the sound, and part of that was because it was moving back and forth in front of the microphone. But here's what I think what was happening. Just like a fire truck, when it's passing you on the road, as it approaches, the pitch of the sirens bends upwards as it comes closer, and then as it passes you and it gets farther, the pitch starts to bend lower. And I think the same thing was kind of happening, but on a smaller scale with the spacer. And that's because as it was spinning, parts of it are getting closer as other parts are getting farther away, which is causing like a wobbling in the sound, or maybe a modulation is a better term. So that's what I think is happening. If you have a better explanation, please feel free to explain it to me, leave it in the comment. Yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a like, click that button, and give me a subscribe. Maybe I'll do a couple more of these, I don't know, maybe a couple other drop tests, or I'll look for things out in the open, naturally occurring sounds, or just stuff. I'll bring my recorder with me everywhere, pick up sounds and maybe slow them down so we can see what they sound like in slow motion. But yeah, if you're enjoying it, please go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. All right? Okay, okay, bye.